All right, welcome back to Saga Three Kings. This is session number 14, titled The Melard Plains. And last time, the group traveled northwesterly in hopes of locating the individuals responsible for the defeat of militiamen outside of the town of Mudis. They gathered their forces in Mudis and did some purchasing and then traveled. Um, it was a pretty uneventful trip up until the last leg of it, last leg of the first day, rather, where they found a strange old building with an Atavian cross atop it. When they entered in, they found signs of undead. Zombies burst out of the ground just outside of the place. They defeated them in close combat. This was all without Grok, who said that he would be along just behind them as they searched out a camp. As they did defeat that creature, but did have some wounds and some losses, namely psychic, the group moved just a bit north towards the lake and forest area to set up camp, reflected upon their experiences, gained levels, those who had enough experience to do so, and they also were met in the very first portion of the first watch by Bellerin, the sentinel, riding upon his red steed, and of course their compatriot Grok, who is also on the steed on a very strange looking kind of hodgepodge of a saddle that has been created and thrown on the back. It's a massive horse, much bigger than the elk even. And it looks like the horse has a double-seater saddle on it that is very awkward. That way, the two of them can ride together, and it seems that the steed moves quite quickly. That said, the next day begins. You are uninterrupted in your rest. I believe Team No Sleep is what it was being referred to. Is that right? Basically maintain the watches, and nothing crazy happened. Okay, so it's the next day, and the weather is sunny, relatively clear, and nice. It no signs of rain and no real dense humidity. What would you like to do?
Probably want to burn that body of that one kid. Did we do that?
I threw it in the burning building.
Okay.
What can I see a bulwark from across the lake? Like, do we notice any like patterns and movement or fires and stuff throughout the?
It's not a tall enough tower that you'd be able to see it from 10 to 15 miles out. So you don't really see anything beyond the lake. It's a pretty long lake. It's about 10 miles across. So.
Okay.
So was our plan to engage the bulwark or like thread the needle between the bulwark and the shrine?
Or engage the shrine. All options.
I thought we were doing the thread the needle thing. That's what I think I remember. I'm not positive, but
Can you just, what does that mean exactly?
So the shrine is full of giant kin. The bulwark is potentially full of red scarves that we want to murder. So they're talking about threading the needle to get to the redoubt, to get to actual red scarves.
What they need is move between the two.
With avoiding conflict with both?
Yeah.
So doesn't the shrine also have a dragon? Is that the bronze shrine, or is that a different shrine?
No.
Shrine of Matthias.
Okay.
The Shrine of Matthias is an older rumor that you have.
Got it.
It should be.
I see it.
Yeah.
I believe we wanted to investigate bulwark at least a little bit to see if we could slip in and gain information on our way to the redoubt.
That sounded familiar.
But if it looked like it was going to be any work at all, we were just going to book.
That sounds like a good idea.
Sure.
You have it with it.
So
Okay.
do we want to like put our we have this like Giga Horse, so do we want to put like our best scouts on the Giga Horse and they can do like a drive by and see what kind of
The Giga Horse is very obvious. It's bright red. It does have kind of elvish glowing patterns on it. Hiding that horse anywhere is going to be next to impossible. The riding horse
The
is
elk
basically...
would be...
Yes, the elk would be better. The big horse is going to effectively, for the purposes of mechanism here, guys, just so you know, up until it changes and I decide differently, but mechanically it is functionally just a bigger riding horse for the time.
Would Bellerin want to give up that horse anyway?
Not at all.
Would two elves on the back of an elf horse be a huge distraction for people around? Like, whoa, I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
Because me and Bellerin could hop on that bad boy and draw their attention, giving you guys enough time to get up to the bulwark and take a pass around it.
Might work.
I was gonna say, if you guys want to do a distraction, I can ride with Leon, and then we can we can circle and get an idea of numbers. He can control focus on controlling the elk, and I can count.
I have this handy cloak of Elvenkind, which lets me be super. I don't know if that affects the elk at all, but
What is it?
the cloak of Elvenkind, I'm assuming, does not cover the elk.
No, it's definitely something you would be wearing. It would affect you.
Yeah, but the elk is, I mean, it would be a very natural moving thing. It would be something I think that they would be used to seeing. As long as you can kind of hide yourself among the elk, it would be more about, oh, look, an animal. And as long as you can hide yourself on that, possibly.
I'll do I'll hang off the side of them, dude.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
It sounds like the idea is that their eyes won't even be on you. They'll be on the elves on a big red horse.
But also, remember
all-
that elks are a form of meat out here. So if you take that up close to the bulwark and, like, say a hunting party's ready to go out, you're gonna get attacked.
Maybe I have another trick up my sleeve to not get as close as... You don't know.
Okay.
Do you?
So
Maybe.
I like most of this plan. If you guys want to go do the investigation, Bella and I will take the pass. And they can watch our glorious elf bodies stroll by.
All right, where are the rest of us going? Exactly.
I'm pretty sure you can almost keep up with the elk on foot. So,
Almost, yes.
yeah, but if you, Leon, and Gondar want to take the pass at the place and get it checked out, everybody else can thread the needle a little farther. Try to stay out of eyesight from the shrine and bulwark.
Just to get rid of a bit of admin, I'm going to go ahead and state that the journey begins. I'm assuming you're not moving into the lake. So you're heading northwesterly to that position right south of Bulwark, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and roll a d20.
I think we would probably circumnavigate the lake,
Kevin, roll that
stay
d20.
closer to that than the shrine, and then break off.
Sure. Regardless, you're definitely going to be moving
Yeah.
kind of into that.
Love
But yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So during the middle portion of this 3-hour stint of your journey here, actually less, about 3 hours, because on horse, 2-3 hours. It's early morning. You're traveling, and you notice that there is a bit of storm patterning kind of coming out of the gelato wood. It was mentioned briefly when you were heading northern towards Mortis, but it seems that it's now kind of clipping down. I will put a marker for it so you can kind of have an idea of where it is, but it's big enough that you can see it.
Is the black smoke still pluming out of Gelato too?
The forest is no longer smoking. That spot where what you thought might be the case was there, but the mountain just north of Darkflame is still smoking.
Similar to what we saw coming out of the woods.
No, that's white smoke that's coming north from Darkflame.
Oh, okay, yeah. The black smoke appears to be completely gone.
Gone.
Okay.
Make a nature roll.
I'm not trained in it, doesn't matter.
Go for it. Because you asked a question, so I'm rewarding you with a roll.
14.
Decent enough. You're pretty sure that where the smoke was and where the clouds are, the storm is, kind of close to about the same.
Okay.
Oh, I see it.
Oh, it got bigger. Oh, look at it go.
That's something.
So that's about where it's located. All right. So, the plan is to kind of investigate a bit of bulwark from a distance. Doing so is going to involve you moving into the bulwark square, because again, it's not 10 miles wide, the tower. So give me, if that's...
Just for clarity, Bellerin and I are on the elf horse.
Mhm.
We're going to ride well within eyesight of the bulwark so they can see us. Those that are not approaching the tower are going to ride just outside of what we'd assume eyesight of the tower is at a faster pace than we are moving so they can bypass.
Okay.
Then the actual investigating party will try to get as close to the walls as they can to get counts and nonsense.
Again, who is the investigating party?
If you want to go with them, you, Steve, Kevin. If you don't, Steve, Kevin, Elk.
Okay. So...
I'm having tea.
I'm gonna stick with Benson.
Not in case you're moving on that horse, you're not.
The,
Prestidigitation practice.
the two elves riding, Bellerin kind of, once you kind of are alone on the steed, kind of looks back to you and says, "How are you faring with your trances, with your journeys into the Feywild?"
I don't know. I mean, it seems pretty normal. But I don't have a normal to base it on.
I would assume there would have been some sort of difference or change of... I presumed too much. He nods, and you ride off ahead of the group and on your way. Once you see the tower, it kind of is about an hour or so in, and you notice that the storm has moved as well. It's definitely kind of looming. The outer arms, which are not visible on the map, are kind of causing a grayness to the sky north of you, and then there's like sun at your back.
Does it have a pattern to the way it's moving? Like, has it stayed in one kind of direction?
With your nature roll, you aren't certain. It definitely feels like it's getting closer, but you don't know if it's heading towards...
I would ask that question to Bellerin, since he's more versed in the area, even.
He states, "That's not really my expertise." He taps the hammer at his belt and the shield on his back. I serve as a sentinel for a purpose.
Fair enough. Maybe you knew the area. Maybe you've seen a storm like it before.
I have seen storms like it, but I am not the one to judge which direction would be headed. That said, you do notice that the tower isn't very tall. 3 stories, 30 feet or so tops. And it looks like the top portion, the 3rd floor of it, looks like it's literally gutted out. You can actually see breaks in partitions where it looks like the floor the floor has fallen away. And it's surrounded, from this distance you can tell, it seems to be surrounded by a flock of birds that are just kind of swarming around it. As you're kind of looking at that, you notice that several birds have landed near where you and Bellerin are at, and are kind of looking in your direction. You notice that they're kind of ravens, and they start kind of pecking at the ground, and you can see that they're pulling up fresh worms out of the soil.
Okay, we can see the tower from where we are.
Clear enough that you can kind of discern how tall it is.
Can we tell whether or not there are ballistas on it, like there were back at the other one?
There are not ballistas on the top.
Okay, then I would ask him to take, like pretty casual pace, so they get a good eye load of 2 elves on the back of this cool horse.
From what you can tell, let me give you as much description as I can. Give me a perception check.
7. I can't tell anything.
Okay. So you would note that it has a similar structure to for phalanx. It looks like it has a moat around it, but the moat around this one appears to be a bit more substantial, like the water's actually stuck with it. It also looks like it has an inlet, like it's siphoning water out from, you presume, one of the streams that connect to the...
Like the little rivers running under the map.
Yeah. It looks like its lower floor is completely stone. And then the next floor above that looks like it's kind of an amalgam of stone and wood. And then the last floor looks like it's mainly wood. There's just swarms of ravens kind of fluttering around the top end of it. It doesn't appear that there's any movement that you can see. until you kind of focus in a little bit more. What you no, Bellerin says he doesn't see it either. The thing that I was going to tell you that was there, but now I'm not gonna because I realize your roll's really bad and so is his.
Just birds.
Yeah.
In an old building. Boy, I hope those other guys see something.
What'd you say?
Boy, I hope those other guys see something.
Well, the ones that are in the back line, are you planning on doing anything, moving out and about, getting any distance closer, or what have you?
The far line should be moving at a faster pace than us. We're the distraction to get them through.
Okay, so you are moving into the tower, or just getting close enough to look at it?
Bella and I are close enough that we can be seen and are a good enough distraction that the others can pass farther away at a quicker pace.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like anything's taken note of you or is making any efforts to do anything with you. There's no signifier, with the exception of the ravens that are hungrily, like, greedily slopping up worms out of the ground, who occasionally give you, like, a curious look. If the horse trots close enough to one, it flutters away and kind of lands near the pack. But they all seem to just be kind of wary.
And riding by and being elves was our job, and we did it. So, yeah, you're on to the other team now.
Okay. Well, other team, if what's your plan? What are you doing?
We would ride in close enough that I would be able to get a count of like essentially men on the ramparts.
There are none.
Do we see the ravens?
Curious.
There are a lot of ravens. Hundreds of
So
ravens.
Grok would say that might be because there's just a lot of dead here. Maybe they're carrying.
Hold on, Grok, are you like close with us? Because right now there's 3 groups. There's distraction group, which is Jeremy and Bellerin. There's scouting group, which is me and Kevin, and then there's the rest of you guys. Are you guys running up behind, trying to run up to stay at pace with us, or are you like staying
bypass
back?
group is going directly west. We're circumnavigating the whole.
Okay, then never mind.
Okay,
I didn't say that.
Like you can say, like, I'm sure you could see the ravens above, but you'd be talking to
We're
Chody and
talking to
Zach.
Benson and Shambles, yeah.
This is like an Attack on Titan formation.
Yeah. It's adorable.
Okay, but are we within like earshot of these ravens? Would I be able to speak with animals?
So,
on them?
if you're anywhere out in a field, there is genuinely going to be like a raven near you, probably plucking at something, or up in like a old rustic, like broken up tree, kind of squawking down at you. There's definitely ravens all about this fortification.
All right, perfect. I want to talk to them.
Okay. The second you cast a spell and kind of focus in on it, it kind of looks at you, strangely knowing. What do you say to it?
What can you tell me about this place?
Flee!
Why are
Flee!
you here?
Flee! And all of them start yelling, "Flee! This is the place of our master! Flee! Flee!
Your master.
Flee!"
That's it. These birds, man. Bird.
What did I tell you?
Sigh and look at Gondar.
Fuck
They're just telling us to leave.
What did they say? I'm assuming I'm just listening to Kevin go.
Weird as hell.
Very close to Kaka, yes.
What did it say?
Telling us to leave. It says this is the place of its master. I'm not quite sure.
Ask who his master is.
He told me just to leave. I tried. That's what the second set of cause were.
A master of ravens.
Yeah. For the next 10
Never heard of
minutes,
such a thing.
for the
Or
next,
have I?
sorry, for the next 10 minutes before you can, or if you cancel the spell, you're literally just hearing the word "flee" squawked at you over and over and over again.
Why?
So, do we just see these birds start flipping out all of a sudden?
What's that?
Do we just see all the birds flipping out all of a sudden, like they were like eating quietly? Now they're just like, rah!
No. They were squawking, but now they're squawking harder and directed pointedly at Leon. The ones near Leon, anyways. Not all of them. Just the ones that were talked at.
Is like a being whose like servants are ravens? Is that like something that would be like?
Make a history check.
Maybe Benson would know.
21.
Pretty good. There was a entity of old Parnak and Basriel repute, known as Karamusan, the god of ravens. It said that the god of ravens was a massive raven. And you saw a raven-headed jar back at the burial site of Lord Bray.
But we're in Ossyria. That's... I don't know if that helps. Or maybe it does.
I don't know. Doesn't look like there's like the cultists or whatever here. It just seems like it's a bunch of crows. If this isn't something that we need to get into, maybe we just leave it.
Because the cultists were servants of Ashmedea, right? Like they were dragon cultists?
Correct.
And these are burbs. So yeah, we don't really... Whatever. Birds be burbs.
Do you want to
Want to
make?
try and get involved in some ancient war, Gondar?
Do you want to make a more focused perception check other than what you did? Like, the clear scouting of the parapets and the walls, because there's nothing on the ramparts. There's nothing present here that you can see.
Yeah. Yeah, like, we're going to try to investigate this because it seems like off. Like, clearly these ravens are here with a purpose. They're not just being natural birds.
So we want to approach the wall.
Go ahead and make that perception check, the two of you. Or one with advantage, your choice.
I'll give Leon advantage because he's got keen scout eyes.
19.
Nothing. Dead as the grave.
Hey, you want to take a peek?
Me helping you was like me also observing, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, do we want to go in more?
That's what I thought you were saying. Yeah. Do you want to go into the tower?
Oh, is the drawbridge like down? Because you said there's a moat.
So if you go around to the northern end of it, and you're pretty sure if you do that, any cover, if there is anything in there, is blown. There's no way to get to the northern side of it without being seen. So do you want to do that or no?
I mean, I don't think with this many ravens feasting, I doubt there's anything like living like.
Okay, if that's your thought.
So
if that's
I
your
thought
thought
we
process,
just fought a bunch of zombies.
Leon, you have the reins. I'm down to check it out, but you have the reins, so I leave it to you.
We could probably get out of here if we're on the elk. I'm not too.
if that's your thought process, you move around to the northern side, and you can see that the drawbridge is down, but it doesn't look like it's possible for it to go up ever again. It does look like the mechanism, because it wasn't a chain mechanism, it looked like the bridge sides, like that were closest to the ramparts, closest to the fortification, were set with gears that would lift it up and drop it down. It looks like the gears have been broken and kind of twisted. And it looks like there's several blades inside of the gears that have been kind of pushed into them. Rusted, old, and broken, but it looks like the job is basically still being upheld. The mechanism cannot work so long as it's cluttered.
Did our line of sight to them break?
Yes, it would have.
Then we would turn and head more northern too then.
Okay.
Not backtracking, but kind of circling around the other side.
So now I've got, just so I have it, we've got the elk with Gondar and Leon on the northern side looking at the portcullis and drawbridge. Just a ways past that, kind of connect the dot style, the Ranahin with the two elves. And then just beyond that, still moving down the path and keeping a distance, we've got Grok, Shambles, and Benson on their riding horses, probably with Kane.
And the Minotaur.
And yeah, Kane is also there, right?
Yep,
Was
Kane
it-
and
was it
Namwalk
Kane?
would be.
Yeah, Kane
Oh,
and
okay.
Namwalk.
I didn't know you had two with you. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
And
Okay.
if we still have line of sight to the other group, the third one, I would try to signal them to turn along with us.
Basically, you've got a signaling party. So you in the
Yeah.
middle can do. You're basically mediator. You're Sigourney Weaver on this.
No, I have green flares.
Fair enough.
We'll stay concentric.
Or is it
and
yellow
going
to
around.
change direction?
All right, but I was going for the Galaxy Quest reference. But anyways,
Nope.
back to my fellows at the top there. It looks like the portcullis is down, but it also looks like behind the portcullis there are two massive wooden doors that are shut, and they are covered with reinforcing bits of iron. The iron has been chiseled with all sorts of kind of like arcane patterning, you think? The two of you aren't very arcane focused. It's definitely very ornate patterning, to be sure, and it looks like it might have a purpose.
Okay, so we definitely need Benson for this.
Yeah, wait for Benson.
Are there some-
We learned from. Sorry, I was gonna say we learned at Phalanx that these arcane runes can open doors or be like traps, essentially. Like if you touch them wrong. So let's wait for Benson.
You could also note that the northern wall, as you come up to this position, the northern wall appears to have a break in the wall. It looks like it opens into the courtyard, similar in kind to the break in the wall at Phalanx, except that this one has a moat in between, and the moat does look like it might be treacherous. It might prove treacherous. The elk might be able to bound over the trench and jump into the courtyard, but
So what's the width of the moat?
about 15 feet.
And how do you determine how far you can jump?
Strength score. Your strength score is the number of feet you can jump with a running jump.
Nothing. And like do a cartwheel over it, use dexterity.
You could. Except that dexterity and tumbling would be more of kind of moving through the moat. That would be problematic. Your ability to jump far distances, as I'm sure you're well aware, Master Spartan, is based on your manliness, your just raw strength powers. You Canada, post that picture everywhere. Do it.
All right, yeah. Then we can wait for Benson. Check out these runes.
Are these pros still going crazy?
Yeah. Again, they are circled around the tower, and it looks like the group that you talked to has followed you to the door.
What are they like hip hopping and popping?
Yep. Unless you cancel that spell, they're literally yelling at you the whole time you're marching over that way. Flee. And again, not only are you walking out in the open, you also have a loud cacophony of birds squawking at you.
Yeah, everybody knows we're here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, are they? I just want to know: are they paying attention to the door at all? Are they like devoid of the door or the runes or whatever?
They're not paying attention to the. They're actually landing on the ramparts and the walls up above you and squawking down at you in that way. The two of you go ahead and make a perception check at this point, though, because you're closer now.
Ooh, 26.
Leon, you notice. It does look like there's a small amount of smoke actually coming out of the bailey, the courtyard. Your presumption is that there might be like a campfire in there that's been basically put to smolder, and it's still letting out a little bit of smoke.
Have we seen any dead bodies from whatever ground we have covered?
You've seen birds. You've seen drawbridge and a portcullis and a door, and you've seen. Oh, sorry. With that 26, it's really good. Sorry. You would actually see that there are a couple of small slits, very narrow slits, arrow slits, along the side of the drawbridge, and you know you're being watched. It looks like there's people inside of the murder holes on the sides of the main door.
Oh shit. Okay, so I'm gonna very subtly nudge Gondar, like without like putting my hand in front of you or anything, like to not give away that we're like we have to stop. But I'm gonna give you a look and kind of do this at the slit.
Well, they definitely know we're here.
They know we're here, but I need you to realize out of character. But yeah, I also wanted to ask the birds, even knowing that I'm being watched, though, I want to ask, is your master here?
Flee, 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 flee.
All right.
Flee, 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 flee.
And then they start playing a Red Hot Chili Pepper song.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we're out of here.
Do we treat with these people, or we just regroup?
They haven't started shooting at you, but it definitely does
They
look
have
like
a very good spot to do so.
it does look like.
Yeah, I feel like they would have if they were hostile, right? Like we were essentially sitting elk.
You can make a history check, Gondar, tactically, to kind of come up with an idea as to why they might not have fired at you.
An 8.
You're not
It's
sure.
because they are cowards.
It definitely feels that way. Most of your studies into tactics and kind of combat is involved with skirmishing. This whole idea of fortifications and having one or engaging with one is kind of new to you, and it's definitely something you're thinking to yourself like, I may need to pick up a couple of books on battles that involved castles and shit.
I've never had to siege anything. What do you want?
Okay.
Okay, so let me see if I'm picturing this correct. We went in through a gate. There's a courtyard, hole in the wall to said courtyard, and
You
there's people
haven't-
watching us through slits.
Yeah.
Right?
You haven't moved
If
around
we
to
were
the
to
hole yet to look into the courtyard, so you haven't seen into the courtyard yet.
Okay, so the way I see it, we have two options, and I have the reins of the elk, so your fate is in my hands, Steve, unless you choose. We either go through full yeehaw forward through that hole and try and obstruct their line of sight to survive, or we just go backwards and leave.
I mean, but the drawbridge is down. Why don't we just do like a drive-by past the drawbridge and like look in to the courtyard from the drawbridge and
can't.
see?
So there's the portcullis that's down, and then directly behind the portcullis is a massive pair of double doors, wooden, covered with the iron buttressing. That's the part that's in covered.
Oh,
with the-
okay. Sorry.
Yeah, it goes.
Why don't how about a
Space,
drive-by the break? Can we do a drive-by past the break?
You can. Yeah, it's perfectly fine if you want to
And
do
then we can
that.
peer in through the break instead of just like, what's through this break? What?
Okay. Is that what you're gonna do?
Or do you want to just yeehaw?
Yeah, dude. I don't know. It could be 9 out of 10 times worse.
We could just jump through and just be like, well met, and just pretend we're here Jovu. No, we're not here to fight.
I mean, they're not in the courtyard. They're somewhere else, to my understanding. Unless I go have this.
I don't know, man. You got the reins. I'm along for the ride.
Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, but one thing, can the bird? When I'm talking to these birds, am I actually caw-cawing, or do they would these people in the behind the whatever hear me?
They'd hear the birds, and they'd hear you caw.
Yeah, but
they'd hear a
they
person
hear what
sound.
question I am asking.
Unless-
Like if I ask the birds, who are the guys hiding behind there?
No.
They won't hear me say who are the guys hiding behind there and then shoot me. You know what I mean?
If you're speaking with animals, the presumption is that you're speaking as animals as well. That's
Okay.
how I've always played it. So
So I'm gonna throw that question out there, but I'm assuming I get flee.
yeah, it's definitely flee.
All right, we'll go for the hole, and just try to leave these guys behind us and see what happens.
How far away from the hole do you want to be?
We're going through it, aren't we?
I thought you were running.
You tell me.
I mean, what do you want to do?
I mean, if we're still on a kind of trot pace, we're investigating, which is what I'm assuming we're doing, and these guys are scoping us out, I'll just keep carrying on. I didn't notice them that they're watching me. We're just gonna do
Okay.
and keep it.
So what you see?
If we get shot, we're booking it.
What you see, you're a distance away, pretty good distance away. I'd say within arrow shot. What's your lowest range increment for your bow?
60? I don't know.
Oh no, it's like 100. You got a longbow, right?
Yeah.
100. So you're about 100 feet away from it. Good distance away. What you see is the courtyard appears to be empty from the first angle that you see. It looks like there's a staircase that goes up to the higher points, the ramparts up around the top there. It looks like the courtyard in the far back end has a trio of tents and a smoldering fire pit. The fire pit looks permanent, and the tents, though they do look like they could be taken down and moved, also look like they've been there for a while. You see coming out of a door in the corner, basically you're looking down at it this way, right? In the corner, right up near the side there, as you're kind of coming around, you see a man in kind of armor. You can see that he's wearing a crimson scarf around his neck. And he's holding a chain in his hand, and he's kind of looking at you. The chain appears to be moving, like it's tethered to something. And he's looking at you, just waiting. Like he hasn't done anything, hasn't made any moves on you, or anything to that effect. The other thing you would notice is that behind him, at the far side of the courtyard, kind of near those tents, is a massive door which has a bunch of glowing runes on it, just sitting there quietly and looming in the background. It appears to be the door to the tower.
Regroup.
Now
These-
we run.
These are crimson scarves. We murderized a lot of them. One escaped. Probably told the rest of his gang what we look like and who we are.
Is it
telling you,
confirmed that these are crimson scarves?
Yeah, he said he's wearing a crimson scarf.
He's wearing a red scarf, sorry.
Okay,
So, guy on elk mount, pretty obvious character. They definitely know. He probably knows who we are.
Do you double back and head back towards the group?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's the move.
I
So-
think the plan right now is to run.
Gondar focused on the, Leon focused on the driving. Gondar looking back over your shoulder to be wary, probably, right? That's not too.
Oh yeah, I want to make sure we're not being pursued
You see-
or like some magic is like.
You see the knightly type walking out of the kind of throng there and moving into the center of the courtyard with the chain, and you can see the thing that's attached to the chain. The chain splits into 3 at a point in the middle of the chain between him and whatever it is he's pulling, and then you see the thing that he's pulling. A 3-headed creature with the body of a lion, wings of a dragon, and 3 heads. A lion in the center, a goat on the right, and a dragon, red as fire, on the left. Every so often, you can see the red dragon kind of snake its head around the neck of the lion, like a crimson scarf.
They have a chimera.
Lula.
This might be rough. Yeah, we definitely need to regroup.
Dude, we're running. We're booking it out.
This
We're
would be
getting outta here.
challenging. Even if I had it like my men with me, this would probably be challenging.
We have 180'd and are moving post. Caw.
Like if we pass, I don't know if Jeremy's like would have like essentially crossed us by now, but if he did, I would like whistle with my fingers and then like point back towards the tree line where the others are.
Dude, you're assuming we're even gonna get past where we came in?
Grok, Benson, and Shambles, as you're kind of looking at them, stopping for a second, then kind of walking a bit, and then looking back at the tower, I would like each of you to make a perception check.
Okay.
I think the only way this thing catches us if it flies after us.
I'm blinded by rage of the birds.
You should be running! Grok, you notice from this distance, because you are kind of clearly seeing this, everyone, from this far away distance with that 25 that you got with advantage. Up on the high point of the tower, standing beneath the cloud of ravens and almost sometimes engulfed in them and sometimes not, is a man in a black robe that's just kind of fluttering in the wind, with a crimson scarf also fluttering in the wind. Looks like some sort of wizard.
I would definitely mention that to Benson and Shambles and look back at the other group to see what's going on.
He is not.
This looks like a wizard type, so I would look to Benson really for his leader.
He is not wearing armor, but that guy is cool looking.
He even has
wasn't
like
wearing
robe. Anyway,
He is a bird wizard.
yeah, it's Swain. Anyway, so arcane wise, the controlling bird things. I know I'm saying
Possible.
this for the sheer fact of I didn't hear what they were talking about with him before. With that history check they did, since they were somewhere else, I didn't hear that.
Correct.
Would I know anything about that?
It's possible. Yeah, it's definitely possible. I mean, there's no real need for a roll on it. If you want to make a history check, you can kind of see if there's anybody that you might have heard of who's done it or can do it.
8.
Not so much.
Guy named Jerry.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. I mean, of course, anything's possible, but he seems to have some control of the birds. It seems they're attacking him or something. I can't tell from here.
Saying that, you also realize there aren't too many, or there are a few ravens near where you're at.
But both Benson, Shambles, and I would know that it looks like the crimson scarves from earlier.
Yeah, it definitely looks like crimson scarves.
I've heard of people using them as almost sentries, kind of a way to watching, and with all these around, it would be a very good alarm system that he would have going on as well. I believe for the safety fact, we might want to group up instead of staying spread out like this. It's probably safer.
Gundar and Leon.
The others might be the ones who were closer might be in trouble.
Gundar and Leon, you're able to catch up with Bellerin and Raya at this point.
We need to leave.
If we see those two groups reconvene, we're gonna beeline straight west away.
Okay. So that they can catch up because they're faster than you, right? You can see that the other group is migrating away. If you want to catch them, then that would be the effort.
Yeah, we'll regroup and then share what we've learned.
Is this thing still like coming after us?
Nothing is coming after you.
Okay.
The creature,
the creature
the creature that you saw was just brought out into the courtyard. It did not gallantly fly up into the air to chase you or rush after you across the moat or anything. It literally was just brought into the courtyard, and you kind of saw it.
Can you go ahead and drop us on our reconvening point?
What's that?
If you move the token, put us where we're going to be reconvening.
Oh,
what hex are we in?
You're in that same you'll be in the same bulwark hex. So since you moved north, you're technically here.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's no roll for random encounters for that, but if you are attempting to continue on and move to get out of there, like as far as you can, and effectively starting up your travels again, then I'll need you to go ahead and move, because you should be able to move it, everybody. Go ahead and move where you're planning on going, and give me a d20 roll.
If we're getting information, I think we should move one hex and we'll stop like we're talking about something in case they are following us. If one wants to approach us, we can try to address it.
Outside of the distance of about 300 or 500 or so feet away from Bulwark, there isn't much Raven activity. It seems like if you had to venture a guess, somewhere around 200-300 Ravens that you saw. They kind of had like an area around the tower and above it, but once you kind of move away from it and regroup, they aren't present. They seem to be afraid of one of you more so than the others, because that's what you were made to do. But they definitely.
Now you're a scare Raven.
Yeah, they definitely didn't stay too close to Grok and Benson and Shambles for reasons we understand. Because Shambles is a scare me.
I would have burned that place to the ground.
It is literally the antithesis of what my current form is. It must be destroyed.
I fucking hate that bird wizard.
We'll deal with that later. I moved us one hex. We're going to reconvene and figure out what we're doing.
I'm so worked up about this.
Everybody can think real hard about what just happened.
Zach,
what we need to do.
You think back to nights when like there was especially cunning birds who were trying to get the corn, trying to get the grain, and you're like, it seems like they're moving as if they were some sort of unit, like in unison together. Do they have a leader? Like some sort of fucking bird wizard? And then you find that there is a bird wizard? Oh.
I'm gonna put a stop to this.
Alright, so are we back together now? One hex away?
Well, not one hex away.
I moved this one.
If you're moving,
I moved this one.
Give me the d20 roll then. If you are moving away, but you'll have plenty of time to talk in between because that's literally 2 or 3 hours that movement takes. So
16 on the d20.
Okay. All right. Go ahead if you have any side discussions that you want to do. Go ahead and go engage in those.
They have a Chimera, and they are Crimson Scarves.
I don't know what a Chimera is.
It's a monster.
Chimera is, and I go into some like really like book reference of what a Chimera is.
Go ahead and make an Arcana check, actually.
23.
So, what you kind of glean from that is that they are monstrosities that were created by mages of old. It's presumed by most Osirians that they were created as an abomination by the Meridian cultists of old. They have 3 heads, one of a goat that is assumed to symbolize the old Baphomets, which are demons with goat-like bodies and heads, and also red dragons, which is to symbolize the dragon demons of old, specifically related to Ashmedea. And they also have a lion's head, which is said to symbolize the corrupted nobility of old Osiria. They can bite things in half pretty easily. They're about the size of, if not a little larger than, a horse. They can rip things to shreds with their dragon claws, and they can also bash things with their massive ram horns. And they can do all of these three things at the same time. They can also breathe fire.
Well, was our original mission was to go somewhere else to deal with Crimson Scarves, right? Like that's our original task at hand. So if we, on our way to this bigger, badder place, found a Chimera, would we not be safe to assume that there's probably more or worse where we're going? And with that in mind, do we want to address this one first, or are we just trying to avoid this entirely?
This may be their forward progress as they're moving into the country. The redoubt could just have reserves. The big bad may be here, and we get Easy Street at the redoubt.
But do we want to leave
But we want
that?
we want the big bad.
Yeah,
Not
like,
immediately.
well, if we leave it, what about like the town?
What about it?
What if it gets completely destroyed while we're out dealing with the redoubt? Because getting there is going to take us time. Doing what we do there is going to take us time, and then coming all the way back is going to take us time.
I'm sure it's fine. The honor guard's there to defend it.
We had soldiers stop them north of Buddhist.
Yeah,
We
and
have
they
to
were.
trust that they can do it again. We need to help the soldiers that are already forward at the redoubt.
Are there soldiers forward at the redoubt?
Isn't that what we're going to meet with?
No, we're racing somebody else to get there. We want to do the job first.
There are scouts out and about in the field looking for the Crimson Scarves, specifically their leader.
Like the soldiers, the skirmish that happened outside of Mudis, the Mudis militia, they took the L on that one. Like
They
it was a
were on
pirate
patrol, yeah.
from the it was a pirate victory for the Crimson Scars, but Mudis got hit harder than they did.
Hmm.
And if they get hit again and they have a Chimera,
Yeah.
like put it this way, there's a reason me and my men get work constantly from Mudis as militiamen, and because Mudis doesn't have a strong defense on its own.
It's not terrible, but yeah, it's definitely it does require assistance.
Not Chimera here.
I want the land salted here as much as anybody. I'd love to see this place in ruin. I'd love to see that guy hung from the balconies. I'd love to see all these birds gone. Burned.
There's
If
also
that's
the
what we
issue.
want to do, we should do it. But we do have a
Well, it sounds
There's also
mission in place.
There's also the issue that now that he knows, like the Bird Wizard knows we're here, and he's obviously in cahoots with the other Crimson Scars, he's probably going to send ravens to the redoubt, warning them that the people who took out Fort Phalanx are in the area.
or instead of making it a time issue, just cast the spell sending. But yeah.
And
I don't know what
all
spells
these
he
things
has
and more.
prepared. We're still
Alright.
What do you think
about
this
4
is?
days from the redoubt.
What do you think this is, Game of Thrones? I can't just teleport to the north immediately. Jeez Louise.
I mean, they did that in Game of Thrones. Too.
That was the bit, yeah. Thanks for explaining my joke.
All right.
People
So
run everywhere.
call a vote. What do we want to do? Grok, Benson, you've been quiet on the issue.
Do
I-
we think we have the manpower to take out this crew?
I think we are better equipped
Like-
than Mood.
There's 6, 8. No, there's not. We have 9 people here, 6 of which are very strong, 3 of which are kind of strong. There's also the option. We were racing the people from Mudis before, but it's also an option that we try to meet up with them and join forces with them, with Red Ball and.
If they were headed to the redoubt, though, they may have taken a more direct line from the town, so they wouldn't be anywhere near us.
Or they
Potentially.
they may have already stumbled upon this place. It might be dead within, or they may have accidentally run afoul of the giants near the shrine, or they may have run afoul of reported dragon sightings. They may have run afoul, or they may have made it. Maybe they're right now fighting at the redoubt, or maybe they went somewhere else. Who knows? They're not here. You don't know where they're at, and you don't know
Yeah.
how to track them. The main
How
thing,
likely
Way
is
too
it
many
that this Chimera is
hypotheticals.
the dragon sighting?
possible.
All right. We got 9 people here, so wait, no, there's 6 of us. We'll let Bellerin be the tiebreaker if there is one. Let's see. Let's put a vote in for Bulwark or
We
Redoubt.
have 3 NPCs. How many people were in the bulwark? How many did you count?
One
two,
big angry man, a Chimera, and 2 dudes in murder holes.
at least one. He only actually saw one.
And a wizard.
And
Oh,
a
and the wizard.
scary wizard. And yeah, scary wizard. So
And it's impossible to sneak up on them because he's talking to the ravens.
And it's a big ass kill zone around it. All the trees that were present are dead, no leaves, completely just destroyed and desolate.
yeah, there's a good chance that if we just ride in there in force, we're gonna be eating fireballs or lightning bolts from that tower.
They didn't attack you yet.
Yet, we also didn't show any real aggression. Could just be waiting.
But you assumed that he knew who you were.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, kind of a big
I
deal.
mean,
Hey, real quick.
this is going against my better
Rock
judgment.
and Leon.
We did just run away, and he didn't. Like, no one shot at us. Like, I thought we were gonna get shot as soon as we chose to leave.
I
But
need Rock and
maybe
Leon
that
to
means
look
they're
at the
just
storm.
they just want to capture us for some crazy experiments or something. These guys are kind of fucked up. I don't know.
They
But-
also could have just been showing the Chimera could have been their whole hand, and they may have just been trying to intimidate us away, knowing that if we attack in force, they don't have the manpower to resist.
Like, if you guys are, if diplomacy is possibly an option here, it's maybe something we can try and do. But regardless,
Shambles is like, we don't talk to
we
birds.
all have to go together.
You're already doubting your
Diplomacy.
friendship with Leon because he was talking to birds.
Rock,
He knew the language
Rock
of
and
the
Leon.
birds.
Yes.
look at the storm.
Okay. Look at the storm.
How bad is it? How fast is it moving? What direction is it going?
Make-
You guys are our nature boys.
Make a
Can I
nature
just
check.
determine that?
If you want to,
Can I help him?
well, you can help him, or you can both roll.
Why don't I
separately.
help you?
I have a 3 in nature.
I have a 2.
Here we go.
Don't you guys live
23.
in forests?
There we go.
The two of you contemplate
Hey,
and look at
man.
the storm. The storm definitely looks like it.
Get off my back.
It is a
We're
heavy.
the weather.
So real quick, the storm looks like it's a heavy rainstorm. You do notice that there is a bit of thunder. It's low. You aren't able to. I mean, it's like 20 miles away, so it's not like too dense and noticeable. But you do realize that it is a thunderstorm. So it is a pretty potent storm. Based on the size of it and the low nature of it, if it were to get into the Melard Plains, which you are currently in, it's not unlikely that this could potentially be, especially if it catches warmer air drift in the Melard Plains, this could be something that results in tornadoes.
Is it natural in origin?
It does appear to be completely natural.
Direction of movement.
It
Would
does
this be
look like it's heading southwesterly.
Would this be something that could be advantageous to us? Like,
Yeah, because my time on the farm says ravens don't typically go out in storms. They seek shelter and nest up because they don't
same
fly
with
well
the
in the rain.
Chimera,
They're
though.
cowards.
It won't be able to fly or anything crazy if there's like risk of tornadoes.
Same with
people
the
shoot
wizard
at
on the
arrows
roof.
and Murder holes can't mess with us. If it's windy and stormy, we might even be able to sneak in better.
Or, as you guys said before, if you want to try to go diplomacy, we could just go to the front gate. You guys were the scouting party. We're trying to find a place to weather this storm as we were headed to Dark Flame.
That relies a lot on them not knowing who we are.
The evil.
Well,
We're a bunch
And
of
also-
shitheads from nowhere. Just don't say
Hold
your
on.
name.
we got a good look at the courtyard. Do we know if we could realistically sneak in under like the cover of said storm?
Oh,
No.
Well, like you said, if we're gonna just go in guns blaring, the storm helps more than it hurts because the ravens won't be able to fly properly. The guy won't be able to shoot us from the roof unless he wants to get struck by lightning literally on the highest point in the area. And like it makes it harder for that Chimera to fly. So it also is gonna affect us because if a tornado does touch down, it's something we're gonna have to obviously avoid. And then if we're running across an open plain in a thunderstorm, we can also get struck by lightning.
We could try and get the door open, like with the runes. Maybe when we get in there, we get Benson to work on the, and maybe we can like take the inside and use it as cover.
We just ask them to give us shelter for the night against the storm and let it pass.
I think they're gonna kill us if we. That's if we're.
Or they could just turn us away at the door.
True.
What's our backup plan if they turn us away?
Yeah, no,
Like
we know
hell
that we're
and get away from the storm.
Like if we try to if you want to diplomacy our way in, but if it fails, do we just like turn on them, or are we just gonna walk away?
Depends on how confident we are and what we can do.
I mean, you wanted to look and see. You can't unsee what you saw. They're evil. Grok would be with Shambles on this.
But what, like to make sure they die?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're Crimson Sky, and there's a good chance that wizard is who we're looking for.
Let's do it then.
I mean, that's just what Grok would want to do, but and he would, the others want to do different. That's fine.
No, we can let Raya try diplomacy, and if we can get in their good graces in the sense they let us at least come into the court, then it gives us a much better opportunity for like a sneak attack or like a surprise attack or whatever.
What do you think, Benson?
I worry because it does seem very ominous, but of course, if you would want to protect your own area, but again, moving on ahead also worries me because if he is evil, I would hate to have something hit me on both sides. So, my gut says try diplomacy first, but we have to be ready to make a quick escape, I would say, instead of digging our heels in and trying to roll them over. They seem to be very strong.
It looks like diplomacy is
let's
the winning option.
Let's see what we can do.
As far as group vote goes. How do we divide ourselves?
So, are you heading back to Bulwark at this point then?
I think we want to wait for the storm to hit, but yeah.
Okay, so if you're heading back to Bulwark, you'll note that the storm moves. It didn't move during the last movement. It did look like it kind of hung and gathered strength in its current position. But it does move southwesterly. So you're moving from your current position to Bulwark, and the storm will be directly north of you as you're moving. So it seems like it's following, kind of, not really directly, but kind of moving to where you were.
Just want to confirm, because I can't do any talking here because I am a terrible diplomat. It's all gonna be on.
Bellerin and I have point on this. You guys stay back.
I just want to confirm that if they deny us, are we walking away or are we going in? I need to know.
Well, Bellerin and I can turn our backs on it, and you guys can make that decision as we come to you. And if you are running in, then we're running in with you. Unless he just leaves, because he doesn't have to be here. I've already died like 6 times. Let's do this.
No, Bellerin's isn't he he's like a Oath of the Ancients paladin. If people are fighting, he's gonna probably be on the front line.
He's not technically an Oath of the Ancients paladin, but yeah, he's a Sentinel of the. Yeah, he does have that oath sworn. That's correct.
I'm just using general Uga whatever knowledge that Gondar might think. He's just making assumptions. I don't know if it's true or not.
Mechanically, he's not a paladin with the Oath of the Ancients. Yeah, but he is an Oath of the Ancients knight. That's true.
I'm just being I assume I'm.
No worries.
Probably assumes that Grok is an Oath of the Ancients paladin. They're Senate, whatever.
Fair.
All right. So assuming the elves go talk to this guy, how far do you want the rest of us to be away from you? If things go south.
60 feet? I don't know.
Is it sketchy if we're that far away? If you're trying to get us all in, or is it
not? It's a diplomacy thing and not an attack thing.
Again, trying to direct it more towards the actual matter at hand instead of the pre-planning. As you see the tower ahead of you in this current state, it does begin to rain. The rain does have kind of a southeasterly kind of patterning to it, so it's directly hitting you in the backs. It seems to be thrown out from the storm proper. That said, as you're approaching, you do notice that the ravens aren't present out in the field around the tower, but it looks like all of the ramparts of the tower are lined with ravens, all just kind of sitting there on each of the crenellations, very ominously. The amount of ravens up above the tower has definitely dwindled, but there are still quite a number there, and you are trying to make out, Grok, whether or not you can see that mage again, but there's still enough of a patterning of ravens you're not certain.
Benson, stay close.
As we approach, get close enough, I'll dismount the horse and finish on foot.
Okay. You want Bellerin to go with you?
Yeah, if he wants to, it's up to him.
Okay. Yeah, you'll accompany. Okay. You walk towards the drawbridge. Nothing happens.
Yeah, as I'll continue to approach. I'll pull my cloak down off of my head, let my elf ears show, and make sure that they see that my hands are empty, and just kind of call out, "Hail!"
You don't see any faces. You don't see anybody looking to you, but you hear a voice come from above. Female voice yell out, "We aren't taking any more recruits. Fuck off.
I was just hoping to find shelter from the storm.
Fuck off."
There aren't many places out here to shelter from this.
So, if you've heard a crow squawk, what they're telling you to do is fuck off. As am I. Fuck off.
Oh, so there's no room here, no lodging we could take? I could pay.
There's no response for a second. And then an arrow comes...
There's just really nowhere to be.
An arrow comes whoosh, and slams into the ground near you. And then, fuck off.
I pick up the arrow and look at it. What's quality?
Pretty good.
Are we sure? I really hate the rain.
Which armor class?
It's these ears. Huh?
Which armor class?
Should be a 17.
Hit. Take 6 points of piercing damage as the next arrow hits you. Do you run, or do you stay?
Hold on, I'm trying to do math. Ow! Why? I pull that one out of me.
Bellerin kind of
Fine, you guys are
sets himself in a defensive
you
position.
guys are dicks.
And then starts backing away.
I guess I'll start to back away.
Alright. Then what happens?
We regroup with the others. Hey guys, they got 2 less arrows.
As you
Got him.
Nice. They played their whole hand, boys. It's easy from here.
We got him.
No way they have any more.
So they're down 2 arrows.
They
The
were-
surprise of the Chimera's gone.
They were bluffing.
They played all their cards.
Well, that didn't work. So
But you said the top part of the tower is made of wood, right? And the middle part is made of
Wood and stone. And then the bottom portion is stone.
All right. Why don't we just I say we just go for it, and then as we run in,
So real quick before you do that, let Benson look at the runes from where he is and see if he can make out what they do.
Sure. And if your thought process there was going to be lighted on fire, it is raining, you idiot. You brought...
Not inside. It's got windows.
You waited for the rain, and you're like, now let's light it on fire.
you can throw a fireball through a window, and then it detonates inside.
Fair enough.
Burns in the rain. Lightning strike.
Fair enough.
Yeah, what? Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure most forest fires start in the rain.
I love your plan, though. It's like, yeah, let's do this. Shit, we did this, and it's going to counter that. Ah.
So is their drawbridge down currently?
It's permanently down.
Drawbridge is permanently
Oh, okay.
down, yeah.
But there is a gate.
Portcullis, and then a double
Portcullis in front?
door behind the portcullis.
It's Chody's turn to do stuff. Figure out what those runes are.
can I see him from here?
Not well enough, because there's a portcullis in the way. You would need to be at the portcullis to be able to look at the runes, and the portcullis needs to be lifted. And it looks like it's going to require somebody with superhuman strength, or 2 people with that level of strength, to lift it.
Well, that's an issue.
Diplomacy didn't work, but how about deception? And I take off I'm actually wearing a red scarf. tie it around Benson, around his neck. And I say, why don't you see if you can't get in there and get a closer look at those runes?
Do you head over that way, Benson?
This doesn't seem like a good idea to me.
I can
If
give
he
you.
goes near that door, I'm coming with him.
Yeah, I'll
I'm
send.
not gonna be nice to these people.
I'll send Namwalk with you as well. Just you can be he's your bodyguard, your muscle.
So you three are moving towards the door? Is that true?
I'm standing in front of him.
Okay, so as you three are moving, they shoot arrows at you before you even make it to the drawbridge. I'm going to guess 2 attacks at Shambles and 1 attack at Namwalk. Shambles, are you taking any reactions on the first attack?
What's
Can
it
you
called?
catch those?
Yeah,
Deflect
the one
arrows.
where I catch deflect missiles.
Okay. I think you use it after I hit, so the first attack actually misses, and then the second attack, because 13 misses, right?
Yeah.
17 will hit.
Dead on.
Roll a d10, and I don't remember what you add. Just click deflect arrows, and the speech bubble next to it. See what it says.
Whoops.
That's the wrong one.
Right.
Plus your dexterity modifier plus your monk level, so it'll be 5 plus dex plus 10. So you take no damage, and you catch the arrow. And then Namwalk, 19 hit.
Yeah. He can, because he reduced the damage there, he can throw it back.
Yeah, if he wants to. But they're behind a very
I
narrow
don't
slit.
see them. I'm not throwing it anywhere. I'm just
Yeah.
tucking it up my sleeve.
Effective.
At that point, I would be backing up once I saw the arrows.
Sure.
I would.
Namwalk takes 9 points of piercing damage from his arrow hit. From what you can tell, let me double check here, actually.
Apparently, one red scarf is not another, apparent.
Oh, sorry. One more bow shot. I apologize. It would have been against Namwalk. It misses, though, 12. So what you would tell from this is that these shots are coming from the arrow slits above the door, not from the arrow slits beside the door. And it seems that only 2 people are loosing these arrows. They're just doing so in rapid succession. So they have some skill.
How
So
big are
this
these
plan
arrow
is
slits?
not working.
Well, that's the front. Well, if they're guarding the front door, we can go through the break. They don't have line of sight on the break.
It's probably about 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet away from the front door. Just along the side there.
What, the
I
arrow
would-
slit?
No, the hole in the wall.
I wouldn't go towards that. I would walk back, and then we would figure out if
Sure.
we were going to do that or not.
Okay. Regrouping, where you stand, you look back over to the building, and you're pretty sure that if someone was looking at an arrow slit, they could probably see you pulling scarves out of your bag and throwing them on halflings from here. Nobody made mention of trying to hide.
I'm pretty sure I was hiding behind the giant horse when I did it.
Sure.
Not that dumb.
Maybe say that next time. Put this on, little buddy, going up. I had fun. It was great.
All right. Well, it looks like we're murder hoboing. We tried the fun things.
Or we could, getting in seems difficult. We could just try to draw them out.
Even with my complete lack of siege knowledge, I did highly doubt you leave a fortified position unless you absolutely.
Okay.
So, like I said, it's about a 15-foot jump from one side of the moat to the other. So the prerequisite for being able to make that jump would be a strength of 15. I believe the steeds can do it. However,
Is there no land along the side of the wall opposite the moat?
explain yourself.
Like if you were to walk across the drawbridge, you couldn't just get onto the land on the opposite side and go around the skirt the wall?
Hardly any.
You'd also get peppered by arrows.
Well, no,
trying to
because you'd be
approach
against the
No,
wall.
once you pass the arrow slit, they can't see you anymore.
Right. If you were to get onto that wall and move along the wall there, it would require an acrobatics check for you to maintain your balance on that wall. But it would be an athletics check to try and climb it, or a high strength to try and jump it. So yeah, that's a possibility. Good idea on that one. Go ahead and get inspiration. Pretty good.
I already have it.
Give it to someone else.
Whoever doesn't have it, take it.
We all have it because we let the guy die. Remember?
I don't
Yeah,
have
you
it.
guys-
Grok.
That's true.
Grok didn't have it.
Croc,
you.
Croc has it now?
Yeah, Grok.
Oh, he does. Man, we were wasting it.
Yeah, Andy's smart. He knows I usually throw it out for dumb reasons, so he spends it.
I'd
pretty
be
good.
willing. I'd be willing to get into that hole.
Yeah,
Look for a way to open this.
Heck yeah, you would.
I was gonna say Leon wanted to jump through the breach on the elk originally, so we can do that. We can definitely do that. Like, I'll double up with him, and then I think we should, because Shambles doesn't weigh anything. We could probably have him there on the elk as well.
Just fold him into a paper plane and throw him.
I could jump across, no problem. Could I throw someone across? Would
No.
I be able to? No.
You
Okay.
can carry someone, but you cannot throw someone
Okay.
And-
Could I carry Benson?
easily.
Yeah, okay.
And then
I'm
Bellerin
really
and
glad.
Raya can come in on Giga Chad horse.
Bellerin will not ride his horse into a fight. It is not a war steed. In fact, if you're
Oh.
preparing for combat, he will actually tell it to go, and it'll wander away.
Oh, all right. So I think we're all covered. Raya, are you really strong, Jeremy, or do you need someone to help you get across?
I'm relatively strong, but I can't jump 15.
The other thing too is the Brana will actually lead the riding horses that you're not going to ride into combat, obviously, and it seems like it's able to kind of converse with them and lead them, and it kind of keeps them a distance away safely.
All right. So we'll get our front line through the breach, which is me and Shamble. We can do some Breath of the Wild and jump off the stag. Once we
You all
get
need
over.
to stop and think real quick.
I could
'cause,
just
the
run across the bridge, take the dodge action.
construction of this fort is similar to Phalanx, so the portcullis controls are going to be in a similar location as the other one.
Eh.
The thing is, I think we have a good way to get in through the breach. The question is, what are we doing once we're through? Just throwing down with whoever is dumb enough to get in our way, including a three-headed monster.
I think if we get in, the smartest thing to do is going to be to get indoors and fight, because we're better at that. We
So-
don't really want to take on it due to the super long chain and a Chimera out in the open.
So Benson, priority, get to the door, figure out those runes. We keep the other guys distracted while Benson works.
All right. So, are you heading over to the northern side to look and see what's going on in the courtyard?
Yeah, if we can get eyes on the breach.
We were already on the northern side, right?
Yep. Well, you were at the gate, kind of over this way, so now you're kind of moving so you can look in the hole. You would see that the veteran guy, the weird dude in armor with the scarf, kind of moved towards the center of the courtyard again, and he does have his Chimera in tow. Doesn't look like there's anybody else in the courtyard besides him and the Chimera. Seems like the response to anybody looking into the hole or coming around to look in the hole is this dude walks into the center of the courtyard brazenly, walking his Chimera.
So, it seems like intimidation or galaxy brain play by the wizard. It's an illusion that he's trying to intimidate people with. We won't know until we stab it.
Yep, that's accurate. So let me make sure I understand this. The plan is the Elk Rider, Leon, and Gondar and Shambles are going to ride out on the elk and jump across the way and in. Meanwhile, Raya is going to move to the drawbridge and cross it, hopefully not being shot too much, and then try and slither his way around to the hole and then sneak in. Benson is going to ride on Grok, who is going to jump across after the elk,
Yes.
and then the two NPC cohorts and Bellerin are going to, if they have strength of 15 or higher, they can jump across themselves. If not, they're going to not be able to engage in this combat.
Well, Kane has a longbow, so he can fire from
Okay.
across the.
I didn't even think
They
I could see.
unlock. Yeah, in his line of sight. Namwalk can stay back and defend him since he's already taken a hit. He'll just kind of be
Hold
his
on.
shield.
Okay, and
And
does
then I don't know how good Bellerin is.
Bellerin have
Bellerin is not that strong, but he couldn't heal from a distance.
Not really. Cure wounds is a touch spell.
Like, you said you need 15 strength to get over automatically. Can you make like an athletics check if you're of lower than 15?
No, you can't jump that far. So you'll slam into the far side. You'll basically be going into the moat. So they can try and climb up. That's fine, but they're not going to be able to jump the distance. So they can certainly try that. That's absolutely an option.
Can Kane tie a rope to an arrow and try to launch it into the side of the wall, and then whoever can't make the jump can use the rope to climb up?
Do you want to try that as an off, like just before the combat starts, or?
Yeah, like in the first, essentially, as all this
Sure.
shenanigans is happening at once, that would be his first move, is to fire.
You watch the arrow splinter and break against the stone wall, and the rope kind of noodlily kind of fall into the moat. Roll percentile die. Maybe I'll give you a nice little something here.
Oops, I forgot
Definitely, definitely not going to give it to you with that kind of roll. Cheater.
Sorry.
That's under enough, so I'll give it to you. As you're pulling the rope out, you notice that as you're kind of pulling it back from your distance away, you notice that the moat appears to be filled with poisonous snakes.
Why did it have to be snakes?
They are, Grok and Leon would recognize them as crimson bands. A very venomous snake. Yes, very thematic. We definitely have high branding levels here.
Say, Jesus.
It's getting really,
Everything is long and red.
it's just over dramatic, really.
I mean, it's kind of annoying. I want to kill all these birds. Why aren't we killing these birds? Let's kill birds. So,
I mean, whoever the marketing guy is for the Crimson Scarves, I want to hire him for the Honor Bound.
Yeah.
He's got
On
ideas.
brand.
He's got amazing ideas.
he's a smart...
That's your I know a guy.
Brand manager.
I know a guy. It's a Crimson Scarves dude.
I'm gonna be like, so our logo is a lion. What can you do with that? He's gonna be like, I got you.
I got
I
a-
got you. What do
I
you
got a Chimera.
Griffins.
I've got
I
a
got a
chi-
guy that
you
sells
heard
I've
of-
got most of a chimera.
I've got 1/3 of a Chimera. We got this. Okay, so tell me when you are initiating Operation Storm the Gates.
Operation Fustercluck.
Let me know. Or tell me
Leon,
doing
you're on the reins.
How's Grok and Benson getting across with the poisonous snakes?
Jump. I could easily
Grok.
jump that.
Grok is jumping with Benson. Kane,
Okay.
Like,
Bellerin.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the NPCs are going to...
I was under the impression they were going to swim it.
No. Jumping over. Grok
Yeah,
is
we're
a
just
ninja
going
troll.
over with the elf. Easy.
Yeah.
Because you know, a
And
500
we're
pound
sure we don't want me
turtle.
distracting them.
Okay.
is really good at
No, you're
jumping.
going. Hey, I'm going with you. Or no, I thought you. Oh no, you're going with them.
You
Shambles.
wanted me on the elk.
I didn't say that.
Somebody.
Okay. So, again, it is 6:23. I can definitely go longer if you guys want to play longer. I just know some of you have time constraints. And I definitely want to get to the part... Yeah, I definitely want to get to the part where I'm destroying your lives before we cancel out and move on to the next section.
Yay!
Or something happens that is surprising and you guys are like, wow, I can't believe he thought of that. That's crazy smart. Well, then, what would you like to do?
Kev, are we breaching? You're on the reins.
Yeah, we're going.
All right. So,
Is there room for Shambles with them?
yes.
Yeah.
Shambles is light
All right.
enough. It's fine. You
Drag me
three
along.
on the elk rush forward and it jumps across. Directly behind you is Grok. Grok, it moves a lot faster than you, so you are not directly behind it. You're a ways behind. But as they hit the ground on the opposite side, you see a sheet of ice appear behind them, sealing the wall closed. Benson, you watch above as the mage's power kind of is pushed towards it, and he casts that ice wall in place, locking Gondar, Leon, Shambles, and the elk inside of the Bailey. And everyone
Oh, so
else
we're outside of it. Oh, crap.
outside.
What an idiot. He's on a roof in a thunderstorm. He's definitely getting hit by lightning.
I'm going
I
to draw out a map here. By draw out, I just mean I'm going to place things.
This is going exactly how he planned it.
It's perfect, actually.
Fireball,
Giant
ice wall. Mm-hmm.
I think I'm just gonna stand next to the other guys and get my bow out.
I was saying more burning hands just so I don't waste a fireball.
Yeah.
right? And then we had gone. All right. No, excuse me. Burp, burp, burp.
We threw all the beads on the necklace, right? That's gone.
Oh yes, totally gone.
Good.
And then Raya, you were heading towards the drawbridge.
Oh, I was, but if I see an ice wall pop up, I'm gonna
You-
pull my bow out and go stand next to the other guys.
You would see it just as you're getting close to the drawbridge. Yeah, it would be about the same time.
So yeah, okay.
I'll place you on the map so you can kind of see what I'm saying.
That's fine. Yeah, I'll make my decisions as you.
So
So the ice wall's directly behind us, right?
The hole that you jump through is blocked by an ice wall now.
Okay.
How thick is that wall?
It's about 5 feet thick.
We can, depending on what happens, we can probably destroy it.
Good news, guys. They're down 6 arrows and an ice wall. This fight just keeps getting
It's like a
easier.
leveled spell at least, right?
Level 4.
Okay. See, this guy's
Yeah, burn through resources, and we haven't even been hit yet. What an idiot.
that's
This thing
like
just keeps getting
6,
easier.
7
If he was
arrows.
smart, he would have hit us with the ice wall, but he didn't. What a dum-dum.
What an idiot. The ice wall doesn't do damage.
Those you cast in front of people and they crash into it and fall into a moat full of poisonous snakes.
Yeah, exactly. He could have, literally, as we were bounding through the air.
Yeah, lately I've had a real Looney Tunes theme going. I thought that's where it was going.
I'm sorry. I thought I had the wall ready to go on deck, but apparently not. So I'm going to use a different
cool. It's there.
wall. I want to make sure it's marked though. We're going to use this. All right.
I was anticipating an invisible barrier.
Same.
No, I'm not cheating. Can everybody see okay?
Oh.
Yes.
Hey, all these guys look the same. I thought this guy was some cool armored guy. Are they all cool armored?
You would see that they are indeed all cool armored guys.
The nerds.
Real original.
You got the elk there. It's just gonna mow over everything anyway.
Yeah, for real.
All right. So the you see where the Chimera is kind of in front of, behind it, that kind of passageway, that door that's all glowing and bright. The second you kind of hit and touch down the crew, it disappears, and you can see that there's something moving in that tower behind the Chimera, and there's also a Chimera, as mentioned. The veteran holding the chain lets go. The Chimera seems to move freely, and this gentleman here, right here at the door, says, "Up to you on the elk and everything. You can lay down your arms, or you can die horribly and be put in the tower. Your choice."
So if you ask to come in, it's a no. And if you just come in, that's totally fine. They give you a room.
We sent our guy. We were just trying to get out of the rain, like, and you said no, so we had to force our way in. We're not trying.
Are you throwing
Come on,
down
man.
Are you throwing down your weapons?
They're not even drawn, and you can't see my weapons.
He says.
So as far as he's concerned, I'm unarmed.
He says, "Throw down your weapons," and so far, no one's done so.
Well, I have no weapons.
Yeah, hard bluff.
I want
Make-
to fight.
Make a
Do I
deception.
look like the
Sorry.
type of guy who's got weapons? Come on, man.
Make a deception check on that one for me.
The sword dangling from your side.
I'm called. Is my archetype called Invisible Blade? Hiding my weapons is. I should have something.
I know,
right?
but-
Isn't that-
Yeah, that's fine. You still rode in here on a steed and are like, "Oh, psych! I don't have weapons." Like they know you're gonna have some sort of tool or
I
something.
got a 15 on my deception check.
Strangely, he seems to believe you. You're absolutely a madman.
Look, I'm one of you. See my red scarf? Come on, guys. Hey.
They don't seem to believe that shit. They know that's bullshit, but they do look like they're ready for you to relinquish your weapons and get off the steed. If you want to surrender, it's your choice to do so now.
Guys, I don't want to surrender.
Yum yum tiger.
I joined
food.
the forward party to fight.
Okay, go
Maybe-
punch their
maybe-
heads in. I got your
Yeah,
back.
I'm
Maybe
jumping
we
off
make
the...
it seem like we're surrendering, and then we hit him with the judo chop.
Oh yeah. Let's surrender, and then as soon as that ice wall explodes, which I'm assuming is what's going to happen behind us,
Yep.
then we stab them.
Let's go ahead and get to initiative. They
I hate assumptions. I really want to jump at this guy closest to us.
even though you guys are doing the fakey even though
I'll give you my weapons back.
even though you're doing the fakey fake thing, it sounds like Shambles is going to be the initiator. So everybody roll initiative, and we will start on Shambles' initiative. There is no surprise round. They're not like, oh my god, no way, these people who jumped into our fucking base are attacking us. Who'da thunk it? Oh my god, they caught us off guards.
These guys. The guy had weapons the whole time.
Oh my god, he lied to me. I knew it.
How's the storm looking from where we are?
It's still raining. It doesn't really look like it's changed too much.
How heavily?
Pretty metal.
What would you say?
How heavily?
It's still. I mean, it's just kind of coming down, not like enough to. I mean, it's put your hood up.
Rain.
Yeah, it's put your hood up kind of weather. It's not too terribly bad.
It's not yet Wood Elf disappears in the water.
Right.
Crap.
Okay. All right.
I didn't get on the tracker. Hold on. Let me try.
Okay.
Gosh darn it. I'll take that first one.
No, yeah. All right. So highest on the docket is Raya. Are you going to be moving on the northern end towards where Brock and Benson are? Again, they're not in the water; they're just north of it.
You said this initiative starts on Shambles. This initiative starts on Shambles.
You are correct. I'm sorry, I did say that. So let me just cycle through. Shambles.
Yeah, I'm leaping off of the elk towards the sky at the far north.
Go nuts.
That's the plan. And sword. 10 piercing.
What'd you hit?
22.
Yeah, that'll work.
Second attack. I'm going to burn inspiration for a crit.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
15.
15.
And an unarmed attack.
Okay,
21 to hit.
that'll work.
Go ham.
9 bludgeoning.
Just bloodies him.
34. Nice.
Damn.
All right.
Does the portcullis block line of sight?
So the portcullis does not, but the door behind it does.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Have to roll initiative for these guys.
And what you all on the inside would notice is that the door that you're looking at, there's no way that that could be the door that is on the outside. So there's not one door, there's two. Like there's a small little entry point in that first section there. So Shambles being done, it'll go to the mage up above, who will.
Question.
Go ahead.
Benson also rolled a 5. Would he go after me, or is he burnt?
So why is he not on the initiative tracker?
I'm on
Yes,
5.
but he would have been below because he has less dex than Shambles.
Yeah, I guess it would be Shambles or Benson's turn.
I'm sorry, I didn't click. I rolled a 5 first, but I didn't click on my token. So then I rolled again and rolled a 10, and I changed it to a 5. So
Gotcha.
that's why I did.
That's fine. So yeah, it's Benson's turn. So the presumption is based on your running, you're still on Grok's back, just stopped. But it's not a firing platform. You cannot cast spells while mounted on Grok. So you'll need to dismount Grok, which will take half of your speed.
Well, I'm still on the other side of the lake, right?
Well, the other side of the
Oh.
no, yeah. But you're on Grok's back, is what I'm saying.
I'm gonna just hold until he gets across, because
There's
I
a
mean, if I
wall of
shoot
ice.
here.
Yeah, there's a wall of ice in between you and everything. That
Okay, so he can't even get to the
he
side
cannot.
of it.
He
close to
cannot
it. All right.
jump across. He'll
I
slam
will-
into an ice wall.
All right, I will. And
step over, and I'm going to do Burning Hands on the wall.
Okay. So Burning Hands has a shot of 15, and the moat is 15 feet wide. You will not touch the wall of ice if you cast Burning Hands. And you would be able to see that. The moat is 15 feet wide. You're on one side of it.
Okay, the picture's different then. Okay, got
Yeah.
it. Well then, that's no good. I don't know what I can do then. I can't see anyone either, right?
Wall of ice in the way. Yeah.
Yeah. I need to get better spells. Fine, blow it up, fire.
Okay. Go ahead and roll damage for the fireball. I don't think it'll be necessary, but yeah.
23.
That'll detonate it. It melts the ice completely. Yep, the wall's done.
Cool. So for my second half of my move, can I climb back on him?
Yeah.
Sweet.
But the real quick for your sake too, Grok, when we get to you, your running start is done, so you're gonna have to back up and then jump again. So, yeah, you're gonna have to do that. Okay.
How much running start do you need for a long jump? Is it 10 feet?
20 feet.
Sucks.
That's a long way, man.
Yeah. Well, you're jumping like 15 feet. Mage will, like I said before, plans have changed because things have changed. Not terribly happy with that. I'll go ahead and cast it again. Ice wall, blocking it.
Did it again.
Spells. Burning spells.
I don't like this dude.
And then you see him kind of tuck away down into the tower, like he kind of moves away from the edge of it. I mean, all right. The scouts on the lower level come out through small holes in the walls, stepping in behind the veterans here. These are the ones on the ground level, and they'll all aim their arrows in at Shambles and shoot. Uh, 16 hit or no?
No.
Okay, 17 does though, right?
Yes.
Do I need your reaction to counter?
Sure.
All right.
What's damage?
Well, roll your d10 and add your stuff. Yeah, it cancels it. You catch it.
Yeah, I'll throw it back.
Okay.
Which one threw it?
It'll be the one that hit would be the one, not behind the one you're at, but the one that's kind of in the middle.
You know what? I'm gonna throw it at the guy holding the chain.
Yeah. Oh, he's not holding it anymore. He let it go.
Right. The guy who let him out.
Yep.
So what would that be? Just a d20?
Yeah, d20 plus it'd be like throwing a dart.
Oh, great.
13 misses, bounces off his armor. They appear to be wearing split mail, by the way. Okay, that's it for the scouts. Goes to the top of the initiative. Raya, you see that the scouts inside of the up above, just kind of barely noticing, they look like they are trained to fire. So if you do move towards the bridge, you'll probably be taking attacks.
I will take an action to hide.
There's nowhere to
rain.
hide.
In the rain?
Oh, that's right, you're a wood elf. Great. Okay, go ahead and make a stealth check.
I am right.
Okay.
15. And because I did it as an action, they'll have, I think it's disadvantage on looking for me.
Yeah. And they'd have to do so as an action anyways. But why would they have... Wait, do you have a cloak? No?
No, hold on.
Oh, right. Because you did it as
In Shroud. Ghostly Killer. I did it as an action.
Yeah, you can move. You're pretty sure that they don't see you. You kind of blend in with the shadows of the cloudiness and kind of move in within the rain. you are able to, undetected, move towards the portcullis. And then do you want to start making your way around the edge there, or no?
I'll wait.
Okay. Moving on to the veterans. Three of them move towards Shambles, encircling him.
That dex check was an 18, not a 15.
Yeah.
I had advantage on it.
Yeah, you don't have a Cloak of Elvenkind. You have a feature that acts as it if you use stealth as an action. Right. I built the class. I remember now. Let's see. Beating the shit out of Shambles. They are wielding longswords two-handed. And 24, 11, 8, 18, 15, and 16. So 17 is your AC, right?
Yeah, just one hit.
No, it sounded like a few more. So first one hits for 10. Second one hits for 11. Yeah, 2 total. One of the first 2 attacks hit you. One of the second 2 attacks hit you. And the third guy, he did not bring his A game today. Just whiffing like a crazy person. The other veteran gets on top of the Chimera. And you see now that there appears to be a mount, saddle, on the back of the Chimera behind its 3 heads.
That's cool.
Alright. The Chimera will now be going on that veteran's initiative, and I will move. And I will start night fighting these dudes on Elkback.
But we haven't done anything. I don't even have any weapons.
Yeah. So longsword attack against one and then against the other. So first attack would be against Leon. Second attack would be against Gondar. Misses with the first attack and hits with the second. Takes 6 slashing damage. And then the elk and the Chimera will fight. And I will... Actually, no. No, I'm going to go ahead and just breathe flame. I need
Stampy!
both riders and the elk to make a dexterity saving throw. Success. Failure. Failure.
God.
The 2 riders take 31 points of fire damage, and the elk takes 15. That is it for the veteran. The swarm of ravens all along the sides there, probably the most observant, and also Benson and Grok. You see them all fly up to the tower and start forming a massive just cloud of ravens up at the top. Which then...
A murder of ravens?
Yeah, a very massive murder. You actually see more precisely that it splinters off into like motes of like swarms of these ravens. There appear to be about...
Wait, hold up. You threw the fire at us, right? So
8
the
of
fire
them.
not have hit the ice wall as well? 15 feet?
15 feet. Yeah, the cone is only 15 feet.
Then not 15 to the ice wall?
No, it didn't. 15. Yeah, it's... From you, it's more... It's fine, but from them, it's not.
Oh, okay, I see. Sorry, I was centering on
Leon.
a foot right in front of the Chimera, not
Right.
the Chimera itself.
Yeah. Anyways, it's not going to detriment its own master. It's not. They're not dumb. But yeah.
Debatable, but sure.
Fair enough. I mean, you're the one who jumped into a place you didn't know what's going on inside. So, speaking of which, your initiative. What are you doing?
That's the question, isn't it? Does it look like the rider, he's like commanding the Chimera, essentially? Or is it kind of just doing its own thing and he's just there?
Looks like he's commanding the Chimera.
In that case...
You could maybe get a Chimera.
It's true. I don't think I can I'll be able to tackle him off because I'm just a skinny boy.
Jump up there and try. Leave.
Wait, you say leave?
Believe in yourself.
Believe. Yeah, I like that better.
Shove him in the neck.
Yeah, can I try to essentially jump on to the Chimera with him and then essentially be hugging him and trying to stab him?
Are you trained in either athletics or acrobatics?
Acrobatics, I'm quite good at.
Go ahead and make an acrobatics check.
17.
You manage to get onto the Chimera, and basically are sitting in front of the rider's saddle. So you are kind of on the backs of the heads of the creature.
You guys are staring each other right in the eyes very lovingly.
And
Leg lock, choke it out.
much to your surprise, probably weren't thinking about it too much, but it definitely was foreshadowed. The dragon's head snakes around the lion's head and starts looking backwards towards you.
Can I use my dagger and stab it in the eye? Or try to stab the head?
You're stabbing
That's one specifically?
You can stab at the creature as a whole, yeah, but I mean for flavor, sure.
Yeah, the idea is that it's obviously looking to snap at me, but I want to make it not want to do that.
Get it.
I'm very prickly.
Dagger it up.
Crit.
Oh.
So that's
Your tech. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I can give him my inspiration to make that a crit.
Okay.
double crit.
So the first hit would be 5 plus 11.
Our crits are maxed
Yeah,
damage, right?
your crits are wrong. So 5 plus 12, so 17. And then your sneak attack damage will be rolled twice for the first, because you are still adjacent to an ally. So go ahead and click your sneak attack, or your dagger sneak attack twice.
Is that also maximized?
No, it's doubled. You roll it twice. You're only doing 1d6 right now, yeah, that's right. Or
yeah, no, next level it increases, I think. I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah, that's fine. So 5 more. And then for your second, it'll be the... the dagger sneak attack's already included. Sorry, it's those first...
Yeah.
It was the first 2 there, and it's already doubled. It's already 2 rolls. Okay, so I'm going to take that 5 back. So then you'd deal 8 with your second attack, which would not have your dexterity modifier because you are...
Yeah, it's just 8. It's just 8. No, that's not a bonus action. That's a...
No,
that's just multi-attack.
So... Oh, I see. No, I got it.
I haven't done bonus action thrust yet.
So it'll be 16 for the second. Or, no, sorry. 8 plus 4, so it'll be 12 for the second one. Got it. I've got it.
It's all slashing. Did I decapitate this dragon head? For
Not
flavor?
Not at all. You definitely cut it up in its eye after saying you stab it in the eye. Oh, no, do I decapitate?
I slash his eye. His face is really fucked up now.
Do I decapitate him through the eye now?
Well, you said it was just for flavor, so
that's pretty cool.
You
it
definitely
went into his brain and it died.
You cut out his left eye. It does look like the dragon's head reels back and away from you. You can kind of feel the heat of its breath as it does so, but it does look like it's still aimed at you. I guess the best way to describe it.
Right, and then bonus action, second win, because I'm burnt.
Sure. Grok.
Grok is going to ready in action to jump across once Benson blows up the ice wall and jumps back on his back.
Having got into position now. Okay, so you're ready in action to dash to jump. Got it.
Oh, sorry. Do my cohorts go on my initiative?
Yeah, they would.
Alright, so whenever Grok's was 10-2, I just want Kane to be able to lose his shots.
There's nothing to aim at.
Oh yeah, there's an ice wall. Shit.
He's saying that he wants to get ready after I blow it up. They saw me blow it up
Okay,
once.
so they're ready to shoot if it comes down. Okay. Yeah. Got it. And then it'll go Giant Elk.
Fuck him up, bud.
slash Kevin. So it's both of the two of them together now. Kevin, you there?
What, me and the elk?
Yeah.
It's my initiative showing Grok first. So there we go.
Yeah, Grok's done. Sorry, I just hadn't hit the button.
Elk is hitting this thing with a ram.
Get it.
15.
We'll hit.
12.
All right, still standing.
And then I'm bonus action Zephyr Strike.
Okay.
So I can disengage, right, without getting hit.
Well, you can move away from it without provoking opportunity attacks. Are you dismounting the elk?
Yes.
Okay, so 5 feet and then moving into the corner.
Throw it over here.
1 second. All right.
Man, can I shoot it still, right?
Go.
17.
17 will hit.
Sweet. And then I get another attack, right? Because I'm level 5.
Yep.
8.
So that's let's see.
Slayer of Prey is not up. That's my bad.
Yeah, so 20 total. It's bloody. It's definitely bloodied. All right. Shambles.
I'm gonna keep these guys pissed off at me, so you guys can work on the dragon thing. Same guy.
Okay.
10 will miss.
Pling.
Second attack, 17 to hit
That'll work.
for 9 piercing.
All right.
You know what? If he's not dead,
He's still alive.
No, screw that. First unarmed attack.
Miss.
12 to hit. Yeah, let's do flurry of blows. Fuck.
A miss.
That's all I got.
9
Yep.
is also a miss. Sorry. Chody, you're up.
No.
Okay, after Grok backs up, I'm gonna hop off and do.
Make a perception check real quick.
19.
You hit the fireball directly into the wall last time. You think if you hit the wall at a closer angle and like down into the moat, you'll probably deal with all the snakes in that area as well.
Oh, then yeah, I will definitely do that.
All right. So you throw the fireball kind of closer and detonate it like outside of the fireball instead of straight into it. Go ahead and roll damage.
28.
You can hear this just sizzling of serpent from the moat. It's definitely a strange sound. The water kind of splashes out. The rain kind of evaporates where it detonates, and the wall once again is blown out.
Is the
And
water
I
gone?
take my ready to action.
No. The water just kind of evaporates a little bit. And kind
Alright,
of
yeah,
just,
cool. Then I'll hop back on.
And then Benson
Alright,
grabs a hold of you again, and you go charging off and jump in. So from your position, 20 feet off, you can move, because you moved 20 feet last turn, so you'd have 10 feet left over being fair. 40 feet, so 20 plus 15 is 35. You can be either adjacent to Shambles or in the door frame.
Let's be adjacent to Shambles.
Okay? And Benson is still on your back.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. That.
Cool. Goes to the mage. I'm going to cast light.
Hold on, it's his Steve's guys. They're gonna
Cohorts.
shoot. They're ready to shoot.
Okay, go ahead. They're shooting at the Chimera.
Yeah, Kane will shoot at the Chimera. Namwalk actually doesn't have a ranged weapon. He was just hanging back until he was able to get a... But seeing that all the serpents are gone, he start to move over.
He didn't ready that.
I guess on his...
Yeah.
Yeah, well, just on my turn, you can do it. Alright, help us out, Kane.
Take the
Use
shot.
that brain.
14,
16.
Hit, actually. And so will 16.
18.
Nice. Yeah, it's definitely very wounded. The mage will then look down and from the parapet and his positioning, cast lightning bolt so that I'm striking it into the elk, into Grok, into Benson. So the three of you need to make dexterity saving throws, please. It's a failure.
Come on, Benson.
I was trying
Survive
to see if
this.
I was trying to see if I had a shield spell or something. You said dexterity?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, before I roll this, do I need to say if I have a shield or anything
Well,
like
no,
that? Or can
you're
I roll it?
behind. Shield won't help in this regard. But the fact that Grok is in between you and it, and so is the elk, I will give you because you're a smaller creature. You'll have advantage on this dexterity saving throw.
16.
Success. And then the elk. Gavin.
12.
Failure. All right. So that'll be 29 points of fire or lightning damage for the people who failed. So Grok and the elk, and that'll
Oh
be
man, elk's down.
14 points of lightning damage for Benson. The elk is currently down.
No. Stampy.
All right. It'll go to the scouts, who will continue shooting at Shambles. Out of 6 shots, 1 hit. Do you want to use your reaction to deflect?
Yeah.
Okay, roll a d10. Yeah, it's more than enough. If you'd rolled a 2, I could have got you. But unfortunately, my best damage roll.
I got good dex.
My best damage roll is bested by everything you can roll.
Well, on
besides a
top
2.
of it, I subtract 3 for piercing.
Yeah. Well, no. Only if the damage is dealt to you, not for the purposes of that.
Huh.
Yeah, because first it's deflect arrow's attempt. If it still goes through, then like if I hit you for 3 damage, you would have taken the 3 damage, but you wouldn't have deflected it. But you would have not taken the 3 damage because it would have been reduced. You get what I'm saying?
All right.
All right, but you did catch it. Do you want to throw it back using a key point, or are you good?
No, I'm gonna hold on to it.
Smart. All right, so they are a bunch of fail. They seem to kind of recognize that this is a complication. They look towards the veteran. They change their attention. The lightning bolt kind of striking in their mind that the attention should change focus, and they will look at Benson and Grok, moving around the melee as best they can to try and get line of sight on them.
Grok, I know you're turtle, but what's your class?
Okay, right.
Plus my what?
What's your class again?
Oh,
Druid.
Okay, never mind.
apologies. I have 3 more scouts I need to play with. The 3 scouts up in the high parapets. When you look up in that way, you can see that the front buttressing kind of fortification, it looks like it's a enclosure, but you can actually see that on this side it's not. They're looking out at you over a railing that's about 15 feet off the ground, and they will fire arrows down in. They don't have a line on Benson, and they wouldn't shoot at Shambles, so they are going to shoot Leon.
Rip.
Highest one I got is a 17. Does that hit?
Oh yeah.
3 points of damage.
What happened to that other elf? Is he here?
Huh?
Bellerin.
Bellerin, yeah. He's back in a ways, and he doesn't use a bow, so he's probably in the same department as Namwalk. I'll go ahead and get him on the board, though.
Yeah, they'll come over now that there's no
They could heal us.
snake. Yeah. There's no snakes. Namwalk can actually get across.
All right, it'll go to the veterans who are going to beat the crap out of Shambles. Again. 2-handed swords.
It's for the best.
Sorry, guys. I thought this Chimera was an illusion. My bad. I'll take the L on this one.
You're beating the hell out of that illusion.
Failure, crit, failure, hit. So the crit will do 17 points of damage. Still standing there, Shambles?
Oh, yeah.
Minus your 3, of course. And then the regular hit will do 11. Minus your 3.
Okay.
All right. After the attacks engage and they're hitting you, you see one of them kind of like the one that's kind of closest to Benson, and he kind of looks to Benson and then looks to you. Lets go of the sword with one hand, reaches down to his belt, and pulls out a second sword. And now is wielding 2 blades. All right. The swarm of ravens seems to disappear from the top of the tower into the tower.
Wow.
That's not a good sign.
Gondar.
I guess I will just keep slashing at this beastie because he seems pretty messed up.
Oh, and sorry, I forgot to attack with him. I apologize.
You don't have to apologize, just don't do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for it.
Lessons learned.
I kind of have to. The bite from the dragon will go. Oh, sorry, roll a d6 for me there, Steve.
I got it too.
Okay, so no recharge. So it's gonna bite at you with dragon face. It doesn't. Then it will, with you on top of it, move over top of the dying elk. The rider will attempt to push you off. Go ahead and make an athletics or acrobatics check, your choice.
I got a 23.
He did not best you, so he's spending his turn doing that. And then the creature will dig its claws into the elk. The elk has failed one death saving throw at this point. Okay. Grok. Or
Grok?
Gondar, don't let me skip you. Go ahead.
Because elk is down, I technically don't have an adjacent ally, right?
Correct.
No sneak attack, but it's all good. So that's 10, and then another 11, I think, because yeah, maxed out. That's 22. Or 21, sorry.
Yeah, this is against the creature below you?
Yeah, just stabbing down into it.
Okay.
Or slashing it and whatever. I have a crambit, whatever.
All right.
Slashing.
Go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh.
You're getting tossed off.
I got a 10.
Okay. My veteran got an 18. So as he's kind of trying to push you off, you kind of reach down and shove the karambit into the middle portion of the necks, and you hear this kind of sickening as you kind of dislocate where the spines connect. And you watch all three of the heads just kind of reach up real quick and kind of let out their agony. The dragon, the lion, and the goat, and they all just kind of slam down at once.
That was
Nice
very
job,
epic.
Steve.
That was fantastic.
But what sound did the goat make?
But as
We
you're,
need to remix so they're all at once.
as you're holding on to it, you kind of can't get away as it's kind of coming down, and you feel the failed shove become a success, and he pushes you and him to the ground. You are laying prone, and he is on top of you.
So even if I use half my movement, I can't get out.
You can get out. You still have your movement available, so you can stand up from prone. That's fine.
But he's still prone. Because he said he fell on top of me, so I pushed him off me and stand up, but he's still lying down.
I would say that for you to get up in that way, cinematically, he is going to have the chance to get to a not prone position.
Darn, because all right.
Basically, you kind of crawl out from under him and kind of push up with your knees to get up, and as you're doing that, you're kind of effectively lifting him up as well.
All right. In that case, this is the guy Shambles has been messing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, can I bonus action Misty Step with my dagger?
Yep.
That's there. I'm gonna come up and then I'm gonna appear behind him, hit him with the hello there, action surge, and then step.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. God, it's been a Star Wars Phantom Menace or prequels memes day. 11 misses.
You no advantage for my sneaky Misty Step?
Even with 15 would miss, but yeah, no.
Okay.
All right, Grok.
Grok is going to turn into a brown bear.
Okay.
So 15 didn't put that guy down?
You didn't hit him.
The 26 didn't hit him?
Oh. Oh, who did you hit?
The guy I've been laying into.
I thought you rolled an 11.
No, because I rolled twice when I attack as multi-attack. So my
Yeah.
first one was a 26, second attack an 11.
You crit the fucking creature beneath you with your first attack. Okay.
The action surge, he said.
Action surge.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'll do it. He's dead. It's like, you attacked the fucking thing twice. Like, how are you attacking me right now? But yeah, the one attack with 15 damage will kill him.
I got adrenaline. I got my adrenaline pumping.
You wouldn't... Yeah, that's fine. He's dead. Okay, but anyways, Grok is turning into a bear.
Yeah, so the wild shapes are gone now. I know you how to rebuild stuff, so I don't know. I can't make.
They're still there.
They are. Wait, I made a bear. Made a bear. Hey, I made a bear, guys.
Kool-Aid
I
man. dude.
love this game.
So Benson, you're still mount on Grok. It's your bonus
Can I
action.
cast on him now?
Yeah, he's now. It's now not you're clinging onto a shell. It's more of a you're laying on top of a bed of brown.
Yes.
Where are the wild shapes, John?
I already have your bear. It's already up.
Yeah, but how do I roll it?
Oh, it's under miscellaneous under wild shapes. In player characters, where it's always been.
Bear.
Bear.
I love
They
bear.
just-
Bear it up, dude.
Can I scoot over to here?
You can be anywhere on the
Or I'm
bear you
still
want.
on him?
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm gonna be over here, and I'm gonna cast Burning Hands over here,
not your turn.
burn these 3 people. It's not my turn. I'm gonna
The-
go over here and shut up. There you
Wait
go.
quietly.
It's all right.
Well, you
So
bear attack.
bear misses with his bite, but his
Hits with the
claws,
claws. Okay.
I think, hit.
All right, Benson's down. No, jump. You
To
killed
the
him with
one
it.
that's by Shamble.
Yeah, I got you. And then it'll go to the elk. Death saving throw. Anything but a 1, please. Just roll a d20. 2 failures.
Playing a dangerous game. You know it's my
Stampy!
death roll.
There's literally just a pile of large creatures here, and the elk is on the
Yeah.
bottom of the mass. It'll go to you, Kevin. Do you want to use your
I'm scooting over here and it's time to heal
All right.
my friend.
cast your
Hide behind bear ass.
cast your cure wounds? And if you want, you can also take the elk's turn as well from that position.
Some health. There it is.
All right. So he's got 11.
Slayer's pretty boggled for healing. Hell yeah.
And that's your action. You still have a bonus action if you want to Slayer's Prey something.
I guess this guy. And then I'm using the rest of my movement to hide behind the...
Okay. And then the elk could take its turn if you want to disengage and kind of move out as well.
Sure. I'll go over here.
Cool. You don't want to get him out of the... I mean, he can get out. He can leave. If you don't want him to die horribly. Or you can keep him here and he can fight, but you'll have to keep getting him back up if he gets knocked down again. Your call.
Yeah, you're right.
But you're never going to keep him down.
Shambles.
He's out. He's gone. He hops.
And
John, are Namwalk and Bellerin on the tracker?
yeah, so they would have gone on Gondar's turn, so they're starting to climb across. I'll say that they're basically, and Bellerin would be going on your initiative, so they're basically making their way across the moat. It's an
Okay.
action to try and climb it, so they're all kind of up there. That's fine.
Cool.
Kane, yeah. Well, Kane's just shooting a bow from the back, but I forgot, and I'll just I'll just accept that I forgot.
Yeah, there's not really much of a target. It's fine. He puts an arrow down into the Chimera. It's real dead now. Shit. There's also a bear in the way, so
There's a lot happening.
yeah.
There's always a lot happening.
Shambles, take your turn.
Fine.
Fighting the guy that he.
Yeah, I'm
bear
going
attack-
after the same veteran the bear just attacked.
Okay, go.
22 to hit,
Yeah.
5 piercing,
Cool,
second
cool.
attack,
No.
9. I'm going to use key point to stunning strike him. He would make a Constitution save.
Okay. DC.
Puh. Shit. I think it's 14.
Nailed it. Got a 15.
And then I'm just going to kick him in the ribs.
Okay.
Missed.
No. Okay.
Pass.
Chody, you said you were moving over and casting Burning Hands on the veterans. Is that right?
I
And the
should
scout?
be able to get those 2 and that 1 scout. Yeah.
Sure. Go ahead and roll your damage, and I'll go ahead and roll my saves. Scout makes it. Veterans do not. Damage.
9, but then the one up front should get a +6 because it's a ranged
No.
attack and it's
For the umpteenth
No.
time, that's only on cantrips.
fine.
Alright. And it goes to the mage. On the mage initiative, the moving and rambling inside of the tower appears to come to fruition as you hear the groaning sounds of the undead start to bolster forward and the courtyard starts to fill with zombies. That is where we will end, and I'll do it off screen, but the zombies will be put on the map here. But that is where I'll end the session for tonight, since we have gone over quite a bit.
Oh Lord, they coming.
Thank
How
you
many zombies?
for watching. I'm gonna put them out here in a second, just not on the stream. I just gotta figure out how that turning the stream off works. Okay, here we go. Stop the stream. Thanks for watching. All right, bye.